Hello, good morning. I haven't made a video in a while. Oof, and I look kind of rough. Well, this is me just expressing some concerns about my current situation. I just feel like I have to fight for my life um, during certain seasons, and it gets exhausting to be a mom, to be a woman, to be by yourself without uh, without someone in your corner. Um, so a little bit about what's been happening. I'm just moving back to Georgia, and upon trying to move back to Georgia, I applied for a few apartments that made it difficult to move in. They are lying or just not putting in the application uh, properly, making you over the income requirements. Uh, I received a traffic citation where the officer was hiding behind another vehicle and pulled me over when I have a dash cam to prove um, his misconduct. My bank canceled my accounts because I disputed some transactions. Um, and the difficult part to deal with this is that I have documentation to prove all of it, where everyone made a mistake. For the apartments, I have my 2020 taxes, and they added in my 2021, 2022. They added it just felt like they added 2019. I mean, they added in everything, um, which disqualified me. And so it feels like everybody's in a rush. They want to be home more. We're getting acclimated back into, coming to work. And it seems like they don't want to do the work. Um, with the citation, it just seems like I was entrapped. I was trapped in, you know, um, getting the ticket. And then that's just how the county makes their money. People traveling back and forth out of town, they expect that people will just pay the ticket. Unfortunately, I can't just pay it. I have to be able to work for a living and drive for a living. Um, and then the bank just shutting my account down for a few disputes, and then I have the evidence to support that they just overlooked, that they don't care. They just got rid of me. Now, granted, there's been some good things and some positive things, hanging out with my friend Eddie and my dog, and my kids are adjusting to getting prepared to move. I just wish I had more time to have fun with them right now, and I wish they would clean up more. um, I have a new love interest in my life. He's not new, but a goodie. But I find myself, I can't give him. It's difficult right now for me to like accept love when I've been giving it away to someone who didn't reciprocate it for years. Um, I was still intimate with this person this entire year, off and on. And then when I get back to Florida, uh, my daughter's father is got a pop up marriage. And it's like, where do you get off being happy when you've made me insane for 11 years? Or did I make myself insane for 11 years? And I would say it's a little bit of both. You know, he came to see me in January, Didn't tell me he had a possible fiance. Wooed me and took me out to eat and saw his child. And next thing you know, we're in bed together. And I basically said, go ahead and claim her on your taxes, making it easier for him. And then me, you know, I go and I get a car and he doesn't support me. He says, I bet you couldn't even hold the money in your pocket fast enough before you purchased a car that you couldn't afford. He's like, well, don't expect me to help you. I'm not giving the child support to you early if you run into a dilemma. He just has this self-centered, um, the world revolves around me attitude that if you ask for help, sometimes you might. And then there's times where he just distances himself and hangs up on you, and you can't reach him for a couple of days because he doesn't want to be bothered. He's a workaholic. Uh, he needs to provide more time to his child, period. He's big on looks and appearances and how he looks to others, but I think he forgets on how he looks to his own child. And don't get me wrong, I mean, he's a good man when he's not being self centered. Does that make sense? Because I mean, we all have that selfishness embedded in us. Um, it took a long time, it takes a long time to work out that selfishness inside you and realize that you might be hurting someone else because of it or just having this empathetic attitude because of it. And the people around you end up getting pretty damn tired of it. And so for me, moving away from Georgia was getting away from an old situation, moving to a new situation. And moving here, my first, the first month was lonely. And then the second month, I got sick. And then the third month, I got into a car accident. And I thought it was the end of the world. I thought it was the end of the world. And then COVID broke out and all kind of things happened to me. But it allowed me to get away from the insanity of that relationship with my child's father. It allowed me to grow and get to know myself and what I like and dislike, and to stop hoping and praying that something that was, and is a relationship, and it was not. You build this hope, and you think that the hope is big enough for the both of you. And, um, the only hurt, and I remember telling them, I said, I'm probably not the one. I'm probably never going to be the one. And I bet you that you'll meet somebody and that all of a sudden you will just marry them at the drop of a hat. And here we are. Yesterday he calls me and he's like, what is your living situation? Where are you going to be? Where is your address? And um, going to be located and stuff like that. And I don't know why he felt that it was a comfortable thing to ask me, um, you know, why did he think that it was okay to just ask me, like, oh, yeah, well, I want to know where I could send the wedding invitation. And so then it just like snapped in my head. It was like, I'm still processing it, even though I moved to get away from all of that and start a new situation for myself. And I've been prosperous and happy and changing old behaviors and um, being a successful person. To Florida, being here by myself and, not really being dependent upon my family anymore. Um, it was just like, who are you? You have the audacity to to throw that in my fucking face. Like I was fucking pissed. Like and in every woman's mind, you go back and you say, Why her and not me? What is it that she has that you want or are using? Or was I the naive fool to believe that there was any possibility of me and you? And the anger festers back up. You don't even realize you still haven't healed. You're like, fuck. He mentions that wedding invitation and you just crumble down on the fucking floor. And you're like, well, did she know that you were just with me in January, May, and July? Where was she this entire year when you was still trying to be an opportunist? And I just feel bad for her. I really do. I feel that she has my leftovers and hand-me-downs. But don't call me um, asking me what my living situation is going to be when you could have called your daughter and she could have said, well, mommy hasn't moved yet and she's 11. She could say, mommy hasn't moved yet. She'll be moving in January. You can take that information from an 11-year-old. Why did you have to call my phone and ask me where to send the invitation? That shit was a bullet in my head. The shit was like it hurt me to the core. Like, damn, he's really going to marry this person after 2 years when I stuck this shit out for 11 years, but I just wasn't the one he wanted. Well, that's fine. I hope it works out. I hope you better work out because if you thought I was a bill with child support, she gonna be a bill with alimony. Um, because it takes time for you to work out old habits and behaviors that someone else couldn't tolerate. And you can only hide your true self and who you are for so long before it starts to come back out. And after dealing with someone for 11 years, you know their idiosyncrasies, And so I'm trying to process like the way he was with me, who was he with her? And then does she know about the 3 months ago or 4 months ago of his behavior to where he's jumping in to marrying her now? And so if he wasn't honest enough to be able to tell her about the 6 months or the 4 months ago with me, what else is he lying to her about? And don't bring your child into a situation where you're trying to be a hero dad. Like, I am the best family man in the world. Don't be a sometime bullshitter. It's just like you're a Rolling Stone. You go to work, you pay your bill, you pay your child support. You don't come and take her out on visits. You don't take your ass and take time off to come down to the state. If we were in the same city, do you pick her up from her activities? Do you take her to her activities? Even if we were in the city, when she was cheerleading, I gotta work. I gotta go to the radio station. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. It was constant. I have to do me. So don't invite your child into a situation where you're trying to create this image that you're a good man when you need to let that person know that I was sometime-ish. Yeah. I mean, you built yourself up to be this person she's marrying. And I remember him once telling me, he said, when I first got married, I got the representative of the marriage. I didn't know what I was marrying. So that's where I had to question his own words. Does she even know what she's marrying? And if you can call me bitter, angry, for hell fucking yeah, I'm bitter. Hell, goddamn, I'm angry. But what I will not do is I will not be the woman running into the wedding. Stop! Stop! No, she can have his ass. See what I'm saying? She can have him. Uh, I will not be the one to call her up and be like, oh my God, you shouldn't do this. And I will not tell my daughter to speak ill will of her. This is the person that he's choosing to be with. This is um, the one that he loves. It's just don't be an asshole. Your daughter saw you be with me the beginning of the year, only now to be sent an invitation to your fiance's in your wedding 3 months, 4 months later. So don't use her to think she's still 2 years old or 3 years old, that she's naive to your behavior. And I just think that he should be honest with the female that he's with. If she accepts him after that, that's what love is, for better or for worse, right? Um, but if she ever questions my child, and that's in the contract for child support, he is not to have her around anyone that I don't seem fit, right? Um, to be around her. If she's negative or if she disrespects my child or my child doesn't like it, he he's cut off. She will cut herself off basically at that point, and he knows that that's in the contract. And so I just don't want her to be used as a tool to make his image better when he needs to put himself in a real life image and be there. Stop using your job as an excuse for everything and actually put forth the action into being there. But again, this is halfway to 90, and it's just little things that are going on in my life between, and what I've learned from all of it right now is you got to be patient. At this age, I am very emotional. I am a very emotional creature. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Um, but if you make me cry, it's just like Incredible Hulk. The rage has to come out of me, makes me so angry. And then you get mad because you're angry. You get mad um, because you have a tear. But the key is to not allow someone to get you to that point. The key is that's why I think I just I cry. I I have started this channel to communicate with other people um, my age. I've never been married. I've never experienced love to a level of where, again, you have somebody in your corner, somebody that would live and die for you, would reciprocate the amount of love you have to give. Um, so yeah, so that's what I've been going through a little bit. Hopefully, it didn't bore you too much, but I'm gonna come back, probably put on some makeup and put on some clothes and show you a different part of me. Um, but this is the raw deal. My dog is over there asleep. Look at him, my little pooch. He's so cute. I need to spend more time with him as well. He's biting up my carpet. Um, well, y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for listening.